Hello everybody, welcome to my playthrough of Civilization 6 for the Nintendo Switch, and in today's first episode we're going to do sort of an introduction. We're going to get into the game and we're going to really try and get a hold of the basics for all you guys that haven't played Civilization before. So we will jump into it in a second. Before that, I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody who's subscribed to the channel, liked the videos, commented in the recent days. Thank you so much for that. We've broke 400 subscribers now, so thank you very much for that. Really appreciate it. Okay, so let's jump into it. So we're going to go for single player, obviously. We're going to go down to create a game. And we are going to be playing, as there's no point hiding it, because I don't know why people do this. They say, oh, they do a big build-up and then it's in the title of the video, so everybody knows. So we're going to play as Rome. And we're playing as Rome because, one, it had a few votes. It had probably the most votes. And two, because a lot of people voted, if not for Rome, for Germany. And I see them both as expansionist civs. So I kind of wanted to go for someone we could expand with. Yeah, that's why I didn't go for Spain ultimately, because I thought if we go for Spain we're going to have to focus a little bit too much on religion for my liking, because I just know my instinct could kick in and I'd be banging holy sites out as quickly as possible, and we don't want that. Some people also voted for England and Victoria. Again, a little bit expansionist. So we're going to go for Rome. We're going to have an expansionist game, and we're going to make use of them beautiful legions there to conquer people. That's who we are. Right, so we'll select that. Choose game difficulty. We are going for Emperor. I was going to play on King, but I thought I fancy a challenge. I've won on Emperor quite a few times. We're definitely not going on Immortal, because I haven't played Civ in a while, and that'd be a disaster. Game speed standard, map type continents, and we're going to go for a standard map. So we'll just go to advanced setup now very quickly. So how many civs do we have in our game? So we have ourselves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 8 civs in this game. That's a perfect number, including ourselves, that is 8. We don't want to change any of the map options. The only thing I want to change is the score victory. I want to turn that off, so you've either got to get a science, religious, you know what I mean. And I'm happy with that. So we'll jump into the game now, and Sean Bean, who has made a return for the Switch version, will now talk you through Rome in his very Yorkshire accent. Is it still Yorkshire? I know he's from Sheffield, but does he still sound like he's from Yorkshire? I think he definitely does.
From the first stirrings of life beneath water, to the great beasts of the Stone Age, to man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest quest. From this early cradle of civilization on towards the stars. Cast your net wide, O Trajan, Emperor of mighty Rome. Your legions stand at the ready to march out and establish the largest empire the world has ever seen. If you can truly get all roads to lead to Rome, yours will be an empire of great riches and luxuries. Surely then our citizens will proclaim you as their best ruler, the Optimus Princeps.
That's it, folks. That's us, the Optimus Princeps. Yeah, well, this is going to be amazing. I'm telling you now, I'm full on up for taking the battle to other people. We are going to be going on the offensive pretty quickly in this game, making use of our legions. Anyway, let's talk very quickly about Rome's features and abilities, seeing as it's in front of us. So, all cities start with an additional city centre building, which is a monument. Now, monuments are really cool. I think they give you an extra, I think it's 1 culture, but that's really good for the civics tree. Now, if you've not played Civ before and you're thinking what the civics tree is, I will obviously go through this when we get into the game. But it's a really nice start, really nice bonus, really nice leader bonus. Now, Rome also has this bonus of all roads lead to Rome, sorry. So all cities you found or conquer start with a trading post. If in trade route range of your capital, they also start with a road to it. Your trade route earns +1 gold for passing through trading posts in your own cities. Basically, that helps with 1, obviously building roads, so your units can travel around quicker, which is nice. Allows you to get units to where you need them to attack or defend or whatever. And 2, and probably most importantly, is it gives you more gold. Now, if you've played a Civilization game, that's one of the newer ones, or one of them that's basically not Civilization Revolution, where gold is necessary for our upkeep of units, that's going to be massive, because it's going to allow us to yield a bigger army, which is pretty cool. And yeah, it'll help with everything like that. Basically, if you've got money, it helps a lot. It's like anything, really. You can kind of buy yourself out of messes. Right, so our unique land unit is the Legion. The Legion's, and I love the Legion. It's like it's got really decent stats, but its biggest rival is the Swordsman. Now the Swordsman, I think, is actually a little bit stronger. I might be wrong with that. But basically, you don't need iron for the Legion and you get it earlier. We'll compare them in a second, but the Legion is a really good unit for when you get it, and we need to be making sure we're making good use of that and at least capturing some city-states and preferably a couple of civilizations. And finally, our unique district is the Bath. Now, in Civilization 6, one of the biggest problems I have is with housing sometimes. Now, the Bath helps you control your housing, and we'll go through it in a second. We'll look at it on the tech tree, and it'll give the exact bonuses. But yeah, the Bath's good for housing. So Rome is a pretty good, solid civilization which supports you in expanding your empire. That's why we've picked them here today. Because we're going to go on the offensive. Right, let's jump into the game. Okay. When I first started playing this game, I had real trouble just controlling it, but I'm alright now, I think. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is not found my city. I'm going to go onto the menu, and I'm going to go onto options, and I'm going to put the chuffing yields on, because show yield icons, because that just shows what every tile's got, and it helps me figure out where's best to settle, things like that. So as you can see, we've got ones with green, which means food. So if it's got a little green kind of piece of corn on it, it's food. And if it's got a little, a little cog kind of thing, an orange cog, it's production. Now you want as many of them as you can. There is other options are available, like culture and science, things like that, and faith if you're near a natural wonder. But I always have the yield icons on because they help me decide what's best. Now this is a pretty decent start location. I don't actually move start locations much. What I'm thinking when I look for a start location is I want a little, at least. I mean that's a good tile, I think. The two con and the two production's a decent tile. So we've got some decent tiles. We've got some decent growth tiles there with the 4 corn, and we can sort of see to them in a minute. I'm still getting a hold of the controls, by the way. You'll realise that. What you also want is to make sure you're near mountains. You're not always going to get this, and I wouldn't recommend chasing mountains with your first city if you're not near mountains. But luckily for us, we are, which is going to help us in our district building, sort of for science and things like that. Right, so let's find this city. Yeah, I'm happy with it there. We've got lots of mines around, so that should probably dictate our initial research. Now, the first thing I like to do with my warrior, because you do start with the warrior, is to just have a look around, really. If you get done by barbarians, it's only the beginning of the game, so I really wouldn't worry too much. But just have a quick look around, see if you can kind of sneak any little tribal villages, things like that. And maybe you'll come across something nice, so... I don't go too far. I will come back with them pretty soon, but just for now, I like to look around. Right, what production can we pick? Press B to cancel out the menu. Okay, whatever. I would not recommend going for a district. I mean, we can't build anything anyway because we start with the monument. If you start with any other civilization, you can build a monument straight off the bat. But because we're Rome and we already get one in Rome and every other city we found, we don't need to do that. I'd build a unit anyway. I'd always recommend going into a unit. Now, what unit is up to you? I would recommend off the bat either a slinger or a scout. I'm going to go for a scout, and I'll bring the warrior back and have the scout go around. But scouts and slingers should be the first things you build, really. Yeah. Pretty sweet there. And let's just have a look at the managing population. So just to scroll across the bottom here, so you got the production tab, you got the population tab, the tile tab, and just the kind of general information tab there. City details tab. You just use your D-pad kind of thing to scroll across. Now I'm going to go and manage pop citizens because I want to see what we're focusing on. So we're actually working on the 4 growth, which is going to make it really slow to build a scout. Yeah, 10 turns. What we could do is we could move it onto the 2 production 2 growth. But how long till we grow? 4 turns until the city actually grows. So I think we'll leave it for now and we'll just sort of take a risk. We'll sacrifice the production for 4 turns and then we'll unlock a new tile when the city grows. So every time your city grows, you get new tiles. Right, cool. So we need to pick a science. So we'll go on here. So if you press your L button on your controller, that brings up your science menu and your civics tree menu. We'll start with the technology tree, sorry. So what you want to be doing when you think about this, and when you're going for any technology at any point, if you're new to the game, is think about what will benefit you most. Now I'm looking around and I'm thinking, well, we have rice, which I think requires irrigation, which we can't get yet because I think we need pottery. I'm pretty sure it's irrigation we need for that. Can we tell here? I think if you press the minus button, was it? So grow. Yeah, it is rice. I'm pretty sure you need irrigation to work it. But my biggest priority right now is thinking, well, we have a lot of mines, and if we can add the production there, then that'll be cool. So the first thing I want to do is go ahead and research mining, because that's going to really help us. For some of these you get Eurekas, by the way. So if you found a city on the coast, you get Eureka, things like that. But we'll talk about them more when we get one. Did we not get the sailing Eureka anyway if I found it on the coast? Well, maybe because it's just a little pond. Right, so once we've gone through the tech tree, we've also got the civics tree. Now, if you open up the civics tree, you'll see there's nothing you can do at this stage because the standard government is Code of Laws. Now, being Rome, we have a bigger culture output because we have that monument in our city. So we have a little bit of a bonus, and we should get Code of Laws in 6 turns. Basically, that will just allow us to put in some government policy slots, but we'll cross that when we come to it. I apologise if you have played Civilization before, because this is a really slow kind of go through of it. Right, anything else I want to very quickly talk about? You've got your reports there, but right now it's not a massive deal to look at them. We've got the Civlopedia, so if you've got anything and you want to search, it's like Google search of Civ. It's like it's like Wikipedia for Civ. It's in the name. We have our world rankings there. Obviously, we're on his first turn, so it doesn't matter so much. We can go through all them later in the game, and then when you meet a city state, it appears there as well. And also, if you want to have another look and see what... Oh, hang on, it actually gives you more information here on the Legion and the Bath in this tab. I was going to go on to the tech tree and have a look. Anyway, so the Legion, Roman unique classical era melee unit that replaces the swordsman, can build a Roman fort. Forts are pretty cool because obviously if you're in a defensive position and you just need to hold some land, you can just kind of whack up a fort with the Legion, which is nice. The Bath, a district unique to Rome for city growth, replaces the Aqueduct district and cheaper to build. I forgot it was cheaper to build, but yeah, again, helps you manage growth. It provides the city with a source of fresh water from an adjacent river, lake, oasis or mountain. Cities that do not yet have existing fresh water receive up to 6 housing. Cities that already have existing fresh water will instead get +2 housing. Must be built adjacent to the city centre. In either case, the Bath provides an additional bonus of +2 housing and +1 amenity, which is nice. Must be built adjacent to the city centre. The amenity is always nice. Amenities are good. But yeah, we'll discuss them more as we go through. If we have a very, very quick look, because I am conscious of time here. I am going very slow at the minute. Go on open tech tree, and where exactly can we unlock the Legion? I thought it was with bronze working. Maybe not. Maybe it's further on. Yes, there we go. So iron working. There it is. Iron working all the way down there. So once we get that, we can unlock the Legion. Now that is going to be a big priority to get to as quickly as possible. So yeah, but that's down there. Right, cool. Right, I think we are actually ready to end our first turn. I hope that by going slower, it's helping explain to you people that haven't played the game how to do it. Because I know when I first started playing Civ, it was very daunting. Because there's a lot to micromanage. And I've played other Civilization games before, and Civ 6 to me just went over my head at first. Cool. So what we have up here, and I think we'll talk about this a little bit now, is salt. Now, salt and pearls, which we also have there, are an example of amenities. Now, what amenities do, they keep your people happy. Now, I'm not going to go into it too much at this stage, but basically you're going to need these, and you're going to need them pretty quick, especially if your cities are growing quick. What we also have, we have tobacco quite near us as well, so that's a form of amenity. I think you can, does it tell you? Yes, if it's a luxury resource, it will give you amenities. So you need luxury resources, and you need as many as possible. We also have another tobacco up there, which I've just seen. So make sure you've got to sometimes think about it when you are building a city and where you're building it. What do you want to do? Because you're going to have to build it sometimes where you can get an amenity from it. Amenities are, so you get, so if you work the tobacco tile, for example, you get 4 amenities. So they go to your 4 city, I think it goes to the city which is working it, and then the 3 cities that need it most. Essentially, they spread them across your empire to keep everybody happy. But yeah, that's just a basic on amenities. Other players are taking their turns. Good for them. Right, so we're just going to continue to explore now with the warrior. God, the controls are still screwing my head. I don't know, I'm still getting used to them. I sort of missed the curse that they have in Civ Red. My God, how much salt is up here. A lot is the answer to that. We might just do a circle here and come back round to the city because our scout will be done pretty soon. Just salt. We've literally gone and explored sand. Sand and salt. That's it. If we were the Egyptians, we could do something with all this desert, I think. But as the Romans, it's not so useful. Hopefully around here we'll... Ooh, a village! Okay. Oh, it's up there. So we're going to have to divert our path. Now, as you can see, we have got a notification because we have found this village here with lots of lovely people that want to give us gifts. So yeah, you just get it up there. All your notifications come down like that. You have found a village inhabited by a friendly tribe. So they're going to go and give us gifts. So we just need to go over there and make sure nobody else grabs it. Okay, 2 turns. So another turn and we'll be there. Ooh, whales. Another luxury resource. Look at them. Okay, we've grown. I think, yeah, our city now has grown to 2 population. I think we'll carry on working the food to help us grow. But, yeah, we should get the scout a lot quicker. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with what it's doing.
It is not wisdom, but authority that makes a law.
Thanks for that, Sean. Right, we will go on to change policies. Now, your first government and your first, after researching Code of Laws, you can see you have a 2 policy slot government. Now, you have 1 military slot, which is the red one. So that you can see on the left-hand side, you have 1 red military policy slot. And underneath it, you have an economic policy slot. Now, as you can see, the red ones go in the red one, and the sort of yellowy ones go in the yellow ones. We don't have any diplomacy policy slots right now, and we don't have any wildcard policy slots. So when we get one of them, we will talk about them. But right now, we have neither. Now, what I'd recommend with this is 100% putting discipline in, because barbarians will appear sooner or later, and that +5 unit combat strength against them could save your ass. I'll be honest, it could save your ass, and it makes defeating them a lot easier. So when you want to go and clear out a barbarian encampment, you're going to need this. So we're going to put that in. And then the second one is sort of faith and gold or production. Now, I'm somebody that wants to get on with things. When I did the little practice of Spain, you'll have seen I went for the faith and the gold because the faith helped us get up to a profit quicker, because you need to, when you're playing a religious game, you have to get as much faith as quickly as possible to get, what they're called now. I don't know, it'll come up when it comes up, I'll say, but you can basically get little bonuses. I forgot what they're called, and then you can get a profit. So you need, when you're playing a religious game, go for the faith. But for us now, we just want to build units and things like that. So we're going to go for the extra production. So we've put discipline and urban planning in, and that's the government thing, by the way. So as you can see, as you move up, you get more slots, and you've got to pick which government you are. But we don't need to worry about that now. Right. This is always a tough one. Do we go for craftsmanship? So craftsmanship. It's so much easier on the PC and things like this because you can just literally scroll across. What does it unlock? Yeah, I know it unlocked. Can't bother to read it. Okay, so Ilkum. Ilkum's the builder's one, I think. I can't remember what a Goge is. So we can declare a giant war if we go for foreign trade. I always go for foreign trade. I think trading could be quite useful. It could help us build our money up. Yeah, we'll go for foreign trade right now. What we might actually do is before we get there, we might just sort of switch. So when we discover a second continent, we will get the Eureka, which is about a third of the research for it. So as you can see underneath it, it's got like a little tick and it says discover a second continent. When you get that, you kind of have a third of the research done for you. So we'll probably just research foreign trade for now, but in the near future we'll probably switch. Oh, I thought I'd done this. No, we didn't confirm them. Okay, they're confirmed now. Ooh, a great work. That's what they've given us. I'd rather have some money, but alright. Well, can't complain. Great work's pretty cool. 8-hand mirror created by the Martyred Apostle. It's a relic. Nice. It's cool. I mean, it's always cool to have things like that. I'd rather us have it than somebody else have it. Ooh, another one. Damn. We really need to send something back. Maybe we'll just recruit a slinger and keep the warrior out there. Okay, so the Holy Relic has been placed in Rome. And yeah, we've discovered another tribal village, which we already knew. I'm scared some barbarians are going to rock up on our borders.
Deserves more credit than the wife of a coal miner.
Good quote. Right. So we've got mining now. We've researched that. Right, get that, and you can bugger off back to the bloody homeland. Otherwise, we're going to be undefended. I want to go for things where we either have the Eureka or don't need one. I think pottery would be a good start, actually. Yeah, we're going to go pottery. Then we can sort of start working on farms, things like that.